Ba, ba, ba. Eagle Eye Valor. Oh, hey, buddy. He's telling us to vote in the poll. Oh, f you. How about that? Hey, hey, f you, Eagle Eye. How about that? Oh boy. Never mind. I hadn't looked at what the poll was. I know my mods put polls in the chat. I just didn't. I didn't pay attention to it. Oh boy. Grip Gambler, ignoring Eagle Eye. God damn it. Look, man, I'm working on that. All right, I'm working on the ums. I like actually like it's a thing that I think about, and so yeah. What am I doing with that? Like it's a problem, but and it's always has been. It's weird because when I'm talking like by myself, or not by myself. Sorry. Well, I guess I do talk to myself sometimes. But I mean, when I'm talking, I mean like in private and in IRL, right? Like not on stream is what I mean. When I'm talking to people, I'm fine. Or like it just the M's are very very rare, you know. But on stream, especially because I'm trying to fill in the time. Part of streaming is to constantly be doing something. You never know when a new follower will drop in, right? Now, this is advice to give, especially to new streamers, right? When you're trying to build a community, keep talking, keep talking, keep talking, keep talking, all right? Or do something. So if you're not talking, you should at least be doing something active that when a person comes in, they see what's happening. So if you're gaming and you're doing something really interesting, you don't necessarily have to be talking through that, right? There are lots of gamers who just be quiet as they talk, but it's better if you do talk one or the other, right? It gives a personal touch because whatever game you're streaming, one person, almost whatever game you're streaming, someone can find another person streaming that, right? They'll look for whoever is most entertaining, who can draw them in, right? So your biggest weapon, right, for growth is not like the game or whatever. It's you, your personality, and being engaging and being fun to be around. So just keep talking. So I'm always trying to fill in the time, and I have trouble thinking ahead and planning everything. And so the ums come in and fill in the gaps, right? I just did one just a second ago. But I'm getting better. And so I actually went online, and so I actually put research in. I don't know what's going on in chat. You guys are talking about ACAB, so... you guys are talking about... okay. I don't know what's going on in chat. But I'm just giving you a little there it is again. I'm giving you a view inside of my head and my thinking. So I went online to find a way to deal with saying ums all the time. And what was said was like speaking in chunks. So if you watch me, All right, Eagle Eye put it in Eagle Eye Valor put the room in emote only mode. I didn't do that. That's him. Okay. I'm not sure if anyone's even listening to what I'm saying, but I don't know. You guys seem to be having fun there at Twitch chat, so maybe no one's listening to me. But I'll keep talking. And which is another thing, right? When you're streaming, especially when you're first starting streaming, and you have 0 viewers, you're like, what's the point? Like, no one's there, right? So I could just stop talking, no one's there. But the thing is, like, the numbers aren't updated as soon as someone comes in, and someone might come in for a second, see that you're not saying or doing anything, and leave immediately. So you got to keep talking. So to get rid of the ums, it was recommended that that you speak in chunks rather than trying to do a full sentence. Speak in chunks, so many pauses. So just take uh, just break up your sentences, and then yeah, pause. So I'm desperately fighting ums right now. Like at this moment, I'm desperately fighting ums. So yeah, just in case you don't know, yeah, VIPs can don't have to worry about emo only mode. They can talk however they want. Uh, what is Kamikaze saying? As part-time professor, you feel the ums, the blank spaces. That's what I'm trying to do. You're trying, but you. I hate the blank spaces because I don't want to be saying nothing. I actually want to feel all the time, and that would be a continuous stream of thought. But I just don't have the skill at this point to do that without ums. So I have to put pauses in. I mean, you literally see it as I'm doing it now. I did it again. But whatever. Hello, Leah. Thanks for being around, and thank you. Oh, thanks for that. Thanks for that. You guys are assholes. You guys are assholes. Okay. If you space it out, it helps. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. You can also replace with a funny word. It will remind you. It will remind you to stop doing it. A funny word? Like what funny word would you suggest, Kamikaze, that I fill in with? Funny word replacement is silly but works. Okay, I like the rat dogs. You're free. So use a funny word instead. Yeah, what funny word would you say? Fuck them out. That. Okay. Gosh, golly, Molly. You want gosh, golly, Molly? I don't know if I can do that. Cat balloon, cat anus. That's more fun. That's probably cat anus is actually probably more my speed. Really, I don't know, something absurd. Okay. All right, something. Yeah. Thank you. Nah. Yeah. Thank you for Oh, okay. And Eagle Eye Valor says butthole. Of course he does. So what can I fill it with? Gosh. Gosh, replace it with Zerg. Fuck you, Eagle Eye Valley. No, I never replace it with Zerg. All Zergs can burn. Maybe sell it? Or my life for ire is what I should replace it with. Every time I feel coming along. My life for ire. Yeah, that works. Ire. But no one, well, if I just say ire, no one knows what I'm talking about. And if I say my life for ire, well, unless you're a StarCraft fan, you still don't know what I'm talking about. But Atura Adun, that's another one. Yeah, my life for ire every time I do it. Okay. Umbrella. Okay, that's good. Thank you, Talon. Poop. Oh wow, you guys are all so helpful, and your minds are in one specific spot. Okay. uh, Holding it in. I'm holding it desperately. So like it was a fair criticism. Like people criticized me previously um uh, about the and I think it's a fair criticism. And it's something I'm working desperately on. So grammar bullying. I blame you, chat. Hey Paul, thank you. Thanks for backing me up. Intaro Tassadar. Yeah, Intaro Tassadar. Cuban Coffee knows what I'm talking about. Praetor. Yeah. Let's fill it with Protoss talk. I love it. Panda. Oh. Okay, filthy Protoss lover. No. All right, buddy. Okay. Hello, Wi-Fi. Thanks all for being here. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing. So if you'll notice that, right? You'll notice that when I'm talking, is I'm pausing and I'm trying desperately. That that pause is me trying desperately, one, to think of what's coming next, and then not to right. Uh, so I pause for that. I'm working on it. I'm working. One day I'll be better. Like I see other people who could talk all the time and almost no and I'm so jealous. It's like it comes so easy with them, but I struggle so much. It's like I don't know. Well, I guess I've expressed myself. Oh boy. Eagle Eye. Oh boy. If you're doing pauses, count to a number consciously. Most do 3, but for streamers, 1, 2, then go. Counting is a good training tool. Counting is a good training tool. So, okay. So when I'm talking, pause, and then keep going. That's the second method to spacing. Is to pause, 1, 2, and then keep going. Pause, and then keep going. Okay. Should I? Fuck you. Eagle Eye, like I'll make your emote a fucking Protoss, a zealot is all I'll do. Fuck you and your just surrender, like Jeff Goldblum, you're in good company. It's not easy to start with. Yeah. I'll Kamikaze, thank you for the thank you for the advice. I'm working on it. I'm working on it really hard. So if other people have tips and tricks, then let me know, because I gotta get this down. I gotta get it down. But I've been improving. I have been improving. I can see that I've been improving. And there were some streams, and I've worked really hard, and I got them almost eliminated. So I'm working. I'm working as best I can. I counted in my head just now. Kamikaze does bug me. It bugs me a lot. I know I shouldn't let it bug me too much, but it bugs me a lot. It really bothers me. I can't help it. Just as a personal matter, it's a bother. But it took me almost a year to even feel comfortable in front of a crowd of 20+ people. You are doing hundreds. Yeah. Okay, so about that. About the fact that I'm doing hundreds. First, I don't actually keep the number up, so I never know how many people are around. Watching the numbers will drive you fucking insane, so I don't do that. But even when I have many more, right? So like when our friend Stephen Bonnell, I don't know if I pronounce his last name right, Bonnell? I always assume it's Bonnell. Anyway, when he comes through, he brings his crew, right? Like, and I have over 1,000 people here. It doesn't feel any different to me than when I have just my regular mount, right? It doesn't feel any different to me to when I just had 3 or 4 individuals watching me way back when, like a year ago. It's so different for me. Like, and I mean, I guess it's not surprising. It's only me and the camera here. No one, except, you know, the people who are having a panel. There's other people on screen, but like that's just me talking to a small group of individuals. So it's no big deal. But yeah, so I never feel like I'm in front of 1,000 people. Now I'm curious, after all this time, especially after this time on Twitch, that whether I'd be nervous. So I've given speeches before, and I've been nervous, but like I can get through it, right? I don't have like some sort of fear of public speaking, but I've been nervous doing it before. But I'm curious if I ever had the opportunity to speak in front of thousands, and I don't think I've ever spoken in front. I've only spoken in front of a few dozens of people, but I've never spoken maybe like 100 or so. Yeah. But I'm curious, if I had to give a speech, right? Would I be nervous, or would things just be the same? Like, it will be different when I have, like, I can see your eyes all over my body. I don't know. Maybe try saying and instead of uh, and some and the problem with and is that it could change the meaning of a sentence. Like doesn't change the meaning of a sentence, and would, right? Like a person will imagine that there's a conjunction here, so whatever follows next is added to what happened previously, and that might not be the case, might not be what I want. So you need an counter. No, I don't need an counter. No, I don't. Thank you. Thank you very much. Your confidence is more important than saying yeah. So biggest crowd I've done is about 7,000. I was in fucking shambles. I never did again. See the audience naked is bullshit. I just gave me a massive boner. Did you, Kamikaze, were you speaking in front of like a graduation or something? Is that where you were doing that, or a conference? I'm curious as to where you would be speaking in front of 7,000 people. Huge boners. Hey, Captain A. Jones, a tier 3 sub, we love him, thank you. Why are you pausing mid-sentence? Did you not hear what I just said? Are you just walking in? I had a whole thing about about pausing so I don't say the word a conference for my designs. Oh, okay. Oh, cool. Well, I hope I know that must have been rough for you, but I'm glad you got through it. I hope it was successful. All right, well, I've given you all a glimpse into my head, and you found that, I'm sure you all found it very lacking. There's not much there. So, next, let's talk about the topic at hand. I'm working on it. Okay, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I'm fighting. I think I think I must have cut it like by 80% sometimes. Other times like it skyrockets because of reasons. Because I can't like devote the brain power to like check myself. And so I'm on autopilot, and then the ums just will pop back in. But I think when I'm in the zone, I can cut it down by like 80, maybe more, like 90%. So I am making progress. So yeah, you're right, Paul. Like you talk a lot, so, and I usually stream for like freaking 8 hours, but still, it's a lot of hums. So I just want to be better. I want to be better. I feel like you should shoot for the stars. Homemade CBT. What? Okay. Okay. Yeah, progress. Thank you, Seismic. Will find a way. Spot on. Okay. So, so what I wanted to talk about is obviously the Republican Party and GOP's madhouse. The idea. There was an article that I saw, and I'll put this in chat for you all. There was an article. Okay, 1 second, just copying, pasting. Copy and pasting. Hey, Samantha, our trusty moderator, or mod. Saying moderator is very confusing. Or mod and producer. Hey, Leah, she says, I love what's in your head. Fuck anyone who makes you self-conscious. I had a lisp and stutter growing up. Oh, I know how I talk now. You know how I talk now? It was hard, and I get really nervous, and I hate people shaming others for shit like that. Yeah. So it was okay. So all right, Leah. Okay, let's take a moment then. Let's take another moment to talk about this. So Leah, what? It's not like I didn't know I was doing the ums and ahs before, but I'll admit. So I don't look at social media. I absolutely do not look at it. Oh my god, fucking Samantha, what is this poll? Literally Airhead, because he is a lefty, lack of grass touching. Destiny said that he's a big job. Oh, fuck. Fuck you too, Samantha. Fuck you too. Okay, back to Leah. So like I said, I don't look at social media because why? It's toxic. I don't want to be involved. But some things have been sent to me, right? Some things have been sent my way, and I've seen a few things. And one of them was when DGG Destiny's Crowd, right, was mad at me. I don't think they're mad at me anymore. I don't know. Whatever. They're fickle. It doesn't matter. I don't care. I care more about European audience, my actual fans, my actual people part of my community who are actually engaging more than someone else's community, like yelling at me because they have stopped by and they don't like what they saw the one time, and then assume they know all my content. Whatever. Whatever. Anyway, but people were commenting on the and it did make me feel self-conscious, like, this is worse than I thought it was. And so it helped spark the push to try much harder than I was previously to get rid of my and ahs, right? So, but like Leah, like even in your story, right, you said you had a lisp and a stutter growing up, so I'm guessing that you worked on it and got rid of it. So yeah, it's just a matter of self-improvement. I don't look at it too it's not like when it happens I'm like, oh, what is everyone thinking of me, and I don't feel shame. It's just like it bothers me that, like, this is like, I want to be able be as eloquent as so many other people who come on this channel. I got a lot of great individuals, really eloquent and brilliant people who come on here and can communicate so well. I would love to be able to communicate my thoughts just like that, because it sounds perfect in my head, but when it comes to my mouth, it's not always the case. So it's just an area of self-improvement. It was motivation. Outside pressure was motivation rather than shame. So I hope that made it clear what the difference is. uh, yeah. So I don't, yeah, I just want to do better. Right. I'm just looking at. Yeah, I suck at doing Twitch stuff, so I can't throw stones. DGG also think Crowder has a bright young mind. Okay. At least it's constructive criticism. Everyone wants you to do your best. Well, what was coming at me from DGG was not constructive criticism. To be fair, no, they were trying to shame me. They were trying to shame me. It didn't, like, I didn't take it as shame, but I took it as something that was valid, even though they were trying to shame me for it. Like, you can try to shame a person for something that is a valid criticism, right? So they were trying to shame me, but I just took it as a valid criticism when I saw it, and just gave me motivation to try to do better with this. So there's just one area of improvement, and there are plenty of others for me. We're always growing as people, so there are plenty of others. Yeah. You're too kind, Prime. I'm always thinking how it's you who puts things more eloquently. I definitely do not. I definitely do not. I guess you're always comparing yourself to others, right? Like, there's people who are, I guess, less skilled with words than I am. So, I don't compare myself to them, right? Like, I don't in my mind, I don't think, oh, like, I am above them in expressing my thoughts. Instead, instead I compare myself to others who I can see are better than myself, and I'm looking at it from that direction. So when you tell me that I'm expressing things eloquently, uh, well, thank you. I appreciate the compliment, but to me, I'm like, what, really? But, like, comparing myself to others who are really amazing communicators, right? I see where I'm lacking, and so it's a struggle. It's a struggle, and we all got our own, you know. So, uh, Double Jeremy says, I have a speech impediment that I've been working on for 15 years, and watching you do good work while sounding like someone like me makes me feel more comfortable in my own skin. I appreciate the guts it takes to speak publicly while knowing you don't quite sound like everyone else. Thanks for that. Oh, yeah, Double Jeremy. Hey, shout out to you, Double Jeremy. Hey, shout out to you. Yeah, thank you. Hey, that's that's really cool. That's actually that's really nice. Um, yeah, I I'm glad that I could provide that kind of value for you. Yeah. It's tough out there. It can be tough out there because people do judge you on your words, right? Like you may be eloquent. This is the whole thing with like ebonics, right? Within the black community. Just because someone is speaking ebonics does not say nothing about their level of intelligence. It says absolutely nothing about the level of intelligence, right? It's just a manner of speaking. It's another way of communicating. But it's not the way that the wider culture, the more dominant culture speaks. And so they get to judge it and they get to say that you, speaking Ebonics, must be of lower intelligence, right? You must be less than because you aren't communicating the way I am communicating, right? And just in on a similar vein, not the exact same thing, but on a similar vein, when you have an impediment, people make judgments about you that are unwarranted. So, yeah. Uh, but as Leah said previously, yeah, don't let that shame you, and don't be intimidated by that when it's time for you to express yourself. Right? If you have something to say, let the world know about it. All right? Don't let that hold you back. So here I am with like other people. Here's one person I have in mind, right? In terms of person who's actually quite elegant in talking, and I've complimented him all the time. My buddy Pisco, right? I love my friend Pisco. A big supporter of him, and he's trained to be a lawyer, right? He just graduated, now he's studying for. It goes again. He's studying for the bar exam now. If you see him speak, he is just fantastic. He's fantastic at it, right? And I wish I could speak like him. You know, I thought about that a lot, but I've never let it slow me down when interacting with him. And it's something. It's actually I told him about this. I told him about how I was feeling one time. It was a private chat, me and him, and he said, "There it is again." I'm trying my best, but he said that he noticed that the ums went away when I was passionate or angry, right? Which usually just comes at the same time, yeah. When I'm passionate about something. So when him and I would get into it about something, have some sort of disagreement about something that I actually really care about, then the ums go away. And I'm like drilling into him while he's drilling into me, and we're just going back and forth. And then the ums will go away, and I get my points out. My points come out smoother than they usually do. So like once I'm in that zone, it happens. But like one or the other, even if I'm umming all the time, I don't let that slow me down. And I hope you don't let it slow you down either. So again, double Jeremy, I've been talking to you the entire time. But yeah, I'm happy that I could provide something of value to you. Yeah. Cool. So, Titan of the Mind, my good friend Titan, thanks for being here, buddy. Rob Noor is fucking unhinged right now about CRT and black on black crime. Oh boy, Rob Noor. Okay, so Leah says, I just basically made up a professional Leah voice, and I only stutter when my brain is hiccuping now. You know how fast and loud I talk? Yes, I do. I've talked to Leah privately. I did, when I talked to her, I did not notice any stuttering or anything like that. She just goes. She starts and she just goes, but she's great. I actually really enjoyed listening to her. She talked with a lot of confidence. You know how I talk fast and loud, how fast and loud I talk. I just pretended I was like an actress speaking a part, even though it was me role playing as me. It took time, and the best thing is to not fix it and see if you can work in other filler words. Okay. I read out loud a lot to my sisters to help create a voice to talk to other people. Read out loud to my pets. So I'm not good at reading things out loud either. That's another thing I don't like doing, but I have to do it here all the time, and it's not great. That's a separate thing I have to work on. Don't compare. Samantha says, "Don't compare yourself to others. You are the only prime. Everyone else can go fuck themselves. You do you, boo." Thank you, Samantha. Thank you for being kind, and yeah, really appreciate it. Okay. Scrolling. Pisco does too, but for him it's sir. Yeah, he does. Yeah, but Pisco is very eloquent, and yeah, I, I, he does a really good job. He does. I'm just excited for his future. I had to read my nephew a book on Saturday in front of my brother and his girlfriend. His nephew's 3. I was very intimidated. Hey, essay, don't be intimidated. True Prime, when you think of an important question in the middle of a debate, you never stutter. You think so? Yeah, yeah. When I'm focused. Yeah. Okay. As a casual viewer, I've seen you be assertive enough that it never crossed my mind if you struggle to put together the right words at times. Sometimes the world doesn't see you as you see yourself. Okay, that's really interesting. So I'm like, I do have a topic to talk about. Everyone, I actually do. I do have a topic to talk about. But like, I'm getting caught up into what's happening here. I like the plan is to have an open panel, just so you know. But like, I'm actually really getting caught up in these comments because you guys are having really interesting comments here. So yeah, I like this idea that the world doesn't see you as you see yourself. That's really good advice. Because you think that everyone sees the flaws in you that you see, right? You see them every day. You're hyper aware of them when they're showing. Like, everyone sees that thing, right? That thing, and you're self-conscious about it, right? Well, part of it is that most people Pablo LaFlame. Fuck you. Fuck you, Pablo. God damn it. Fuck you. Sorry, chat. I just got distracted by what Pablo put in. God damn it. Pablo. Oh, man. Alright, sorry. Oh, fuck you. God damn it. Thank you. Alright. Okay, alright. That's really funny, Pablo. Alright, but back to what Neat Person was saying. Is that, yeah, you'll have those hang-ups, and you're sure everyone knows what it is, right? And you're sure everyone's focusing on it. But first of all, everyone else is always focusing on their own hang-ups. That's number one. Everyone's always focused on themselves and has all the same anxieties as you are. There are a few people who are totally and completely confident in their skin, right? Everyone has something to work on. People can exude confidence, but still, you know, in their heads, they're like, they're all about what's going on with them, or maybe like, they have family troubles or whatever it is, right? So there are plenty of reasons for people not to be thinking about you and whatever the fuck is going on with you, right? They've got stuff on their mind. But even if they are paying attention to you, they may be noticing all kinds of things, but not that one thing. And even if they do see that one thing, they may not be looking at it as the flaw that you see, right? So this thing bothers the shit out of me. But it may not bother any of you. You may not even really put any thought into it when I do it. Maybe it's just a regular background. But for me, like, especially some days I'm constantly umming every fucking sentence. Like, I'm noticing it. But maybe you guys, it's just like, well, whatever, you know? So, I think it's a really good comment. Nito. Yeah, really good comment. But the rest of the world does not look at you the same way you look at them. Or the other way around. They don't look at you the way you look at yourself. Yeah. All right. I only thought about it because you were discussing it. It honestly doesn't bother me at all. Yeah, okay. That's so true. So many people are too wrapped up in their own things to notice your shit. Exactly. Everyone has their own hangups, just like you, right? Like their world doesn't no, their world certainly does not revolve around you, right? Like your friends, like their world doesn't revolve around you. Maybe your partner, I don't know. Maybe your partner like notices these things and thinks about you much more. But even me, like you guys, a lot of you, my regular chatters here and my regular lurkers out there, the guys, those of you who stick it out and may not jump in the Twitch chat but are here regularly. Thank you for being here. Um, like, like you guys spend a lot of time with me, but that doesn't mean that you're thinking about me certainly afterwards, right? You're going on doing your own thing. Even when you're spending time here with me, you're thinking about other things, right? You're not focused on me, certainly not the whole time, especially since with the structure of my channel, I'm usually not the focus. But even if I was, even as I am right now, you all have other things in your mind, all other things going on in your life. So and not everyone's so concerned about these but just for my own improvement, I'm going to try to get rid of these things, right? So yeah. uh, yeah, sure, of course I don't go on thinking about yeah, no one here goes on thinking, not a fucking one of you does that, right? You may be thinking about me like, oh, when is Prime actually going to get started streaming, or what's going to happen next, right? Like, or I remember what happened last night, that was a really interesting thing, maybe I'll tell someone about it, but not like, you guys don't put thought into me, you know, like like I know you guys don't put like considerable thought into like what's going on in Prime's life, like no one does. You got your own things to worry about. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. Diphals Spiratus. Hello. That's what I've been doing. Is those dramatic pauses. I'm trying my best. I'm thinking about what's in those boxes behind you. Oh, corpses. I feel like I've answered that question before. Anyway, uh, Prime is so lewd sometimes. I am not. Okay. Okay.